Cove?
No, but then we should be colliers!
Being in collar will draw.
Aye, while you live, draw your neck out of collar.
I strike quickly being moved.
Ah, but thou art not moved quickly to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moves me.
Ah, well, draw thy blade. Here comes one of the house of the Montague.
Quarrel! My naked weapon is out. I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run.
Fear me not.
No, Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take the Lord to our side. Let him begin.
I will frown as I pass by and let him take it as he lists.
Nay, as he dares, I will bite my thumb at him, which will be a disgrace to him if he bears it.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
I bite my thumb, sir.
Or do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
Is the law on our side if I say I?
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir?
No, sir.
If you do, sir, I am for you, for I serve as good a man as you.
Oh, no better.
Well,
Oh,
sir,
say better, here comes one of our master's kin.
yes, better.
Why?
Draw, Phoebe, men. Peter, remember your slashing blow.
Oh, put up your swords, you know not what you do.
What? Drawn amongst these heartless hides? Turn, men, Romeo. Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Either put up your sword or manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk of peace? I hate the very word as I in hell all want to use in thee. Have at thee, coward!
Let civil blood make civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventures, piteous overthrows, do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of the step-marked line, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which, but their children's age not to remove, is now the too oft traffic of our state. For which, if you will with faith and tears contend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Subjects! Enemies to peace! Profaners by your neighbor's state and steel, will they not hear on pain of torture? From those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground. Now hear the sentence of your moving prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word by thee, old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the peace of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives will pay the forfeit of that peace. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart! Who set this ancient quarrel near approach? Speak fast, please. Were you by when it began?
We were the servants of your adversary and yours, close fighting ere I did approach.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
My lord, an hour before, the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east. A troubled mind drove me to walk abroad, where under the grove of sycamore that westward rooted from the city side, soberly walking did I see your son.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends, but he, his own affection's counselor, is to himself so secret and close,
Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know.
See where he comes, so please you step aside. I'll know his grievance or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay, to hear the truth.
Good morrow, cousin!
Is the day so young?
The news struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love.
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor where I am in love. Oh, me, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, oh brawl and love, oh loving hate, oh anything of nothing first create. This love feel I that feel no love in this.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aim so near when I suppose to love.
A right good markman, and she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, fair cause is soonest hit.
Well, in that hit, you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Diane's wit, and in strong proof of chastity well armed. From love's weak childish bow she lives unharmed.
Then she hath sworn she will live chaste.
She hath, and in that sparing makes huge waste.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
And teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
Show me a mistress that is passing fair. Oh, what doth her beauty serve but as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair. Farewell. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
But Montague is bound, as well as I, in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honourable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you live at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I have said before. My child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. But 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's name.
Too soon marred, although so early made. But the earth has swallowed all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agree within her scope of choice. Lies my consent, and fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love. And you, among the store, one more most welcome, makes my number more. Come, go with me. Go, Sirrah, trudge about through fair Verona, and find those persons out whose names are written there. And to them say, my house, and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Oh, find them out whose names are written here. I must to the learned. Ooh, in good time.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented. Good evening, good fellow.
God be good then, sir, I pray you. Can you read?
I, if I know the letters and the language.
Oh, ye say honestly, rest you merry.
Stay, fellow, I can read.
Oh!
Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, Signor Placencio and his lovely nieces. Mercutio and his brother Valentine. Mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters. My fair niece Rosaline and Livia. Signor Valencio and his cousins Tybalt, Lucio, and the lively Helena. A fair assemblia. Whither should they come?
Oh, Out to supper! To our house!
Whose house?
My master.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Oh, now I'll tell you this without asking. My master is the great, rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montague, I pray you come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye, compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now by my maidenhead at 12-year-old, I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where's this girl? What Juliet?
How now? Who calls?
Your mother!
Madam, I'm here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me. Thou'st hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter is of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 in my teen, and yet to my teen be it spoken, I have but 4. She is not 14. How long is it now till Lammas time?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd of all days of the year, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That shall she marry, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years, and she was weaned. I never shall forget it. Of all the days of the year, upon that day, shake, quoth the dove house. 'Twas no need, I trow, to bid me trudge. And since that time, it is 11 years, for then she could stand high low. Nay, by the rood, she could have run and waddled all about. For even the day before, she broke her brow, and my husband, God be with his soul, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward. When thou hast more wit, wilt thou not do? And by all blessed saints, the pretty fool, she smiled and said, to see now how a jest shall come about. I warrant, and I should live 1,000 years, I never shall forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel, quoth he? And the pretty fool, she smiled and said,
Enough of this, I pray thee, hold thy peace.
And stop thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say aye.
Peace I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I should live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is this very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor? Were not I thine only nurse, I would say that thou hast sucked wisdom from thy teat.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother, much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A lady, a man. Such a man is all the world. Why, he's a man of wax.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower. In faith, very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleness? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. So shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him, making yourself no less.
No less? Nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris's love?
I
supper served up, you called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee, Juliet, the county's day.
Go, girls, seek happy nights to happy days.
Give me a torch! I am not resisting! That his eye will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance!
Not I, believe me. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover! Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound!
Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Think you on that?
Come, knocking, enter, and no sooner in than every man betake him to his legs.
Come, we burn daylight home.
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay. We waste our lights in vain like lamps by day.
And we mean well in going to this mass, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
Oh, and so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed, asleep, where they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman. Drawn with a team of little atomies athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees who dream on curtsies straight. Or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees. Sometimes she driveth over a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, ambuscados, Spanish blades of hells, 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and being thus frightened, swears a prayer or two and sleeps again. This is that very man that plats the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the elf locks and foul sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and lures them first to bear, making the women of good carriage. This is
peace! Peace, Mercutio, peace! Now, talks of nothing.
True. These are but the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence, and hanging the star shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed within my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath steerage of my course, direct my sails. On, lusty gentlemen!
Welcome, gentlemen! Ladies that have their toes unplagued with corns will walk about with you! Aha, my mistresses, which of you all will now deny to dance? She that makes dainty, she, I'll swear, hath corns. If I come near you now, welcome, gentlemen! I have seen the day when I have worn a visor and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please. 'Tis gone. 'Tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen! Come, musicians, play!
Oh, what lady is that which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I'll say not, sir.
She doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night like a rich jewel beneath the ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. To my heart, love till
be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. What dares a slave come hither with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our festivity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, kinsman, wherefore storm you so?
My uncle, this be a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our festivity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle cause, let him alone. He bears him like a goodly gentleman. And to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all the town here in my house, do him disparagement. Therefore be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, to which if thou respect, show a fair presence! And off these frowns and ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured! What, goodman boy? I say he shall. Am I the master here, or you? Go to. You'll endure him. God shall mend my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, you are a saucy boy. This trick may chance to scathe you. I know what. You must contrary me. You are a pringcox. Go. Be quiet, or I'll make you quiet.
I will withdraw, but this intrusion seeming sweet, convert to bitter gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips to blushing pilgrims already stand as smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hands too much. Which mannerly devotion shows this? For painful hands that pilgrims can touch, palm to palm, holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints' lips and holy palmers too?
I know that, so they must use them to pray.
Oh then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou us faith, turn to despair.
Please do not move. Though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not while my prayers effect I take. Thus from my lips by thine my sin is purged.
And then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from thy lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss my Lord.
Oh, madam! Your mother claims a word.
What is her mother?
Holy bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house. And a good and a kind and a virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked with all. Let me tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the cheeks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count, my life is my foe's debt.
Mother nurse, what is yon gentleman?
I know not.
Go ask his name if he be married. My grave's life to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo and Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known to me.
What's this? What's this?
Rhyme I learned even now of what I did.
Come, the strangers all are gone. Let's away.
Aye, so I fear. The more's my unrest. Can I go forward when my heart is here?
be consorted with the humorous knight. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love, can I hit the mark? Romeo! Good night! Out to my truckle bed, this field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
He jests at scars that never felt the wound. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Oh, arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who was already sick and pale with grief. Thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her best delivery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. It is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. As she speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eyes discourse. I will answer it. Oh, I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heavens, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres to their return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheeks would shame those stars as daylight doth the lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ivy!
Oh, she speaks! Oh, speak again, great angel! For thou art as glorious as that beam o'er my head, as the winged messenger of heaven, and as the white of her wondering eyes mortals that fall back to gaze on him when he bestrides the lazy-paced clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo! Romeo! Wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or thou wilt not. We but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
Speak not thy name, that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though, not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection that he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name that is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take that word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreens by night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance. Yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saints, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me. Wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and they place death considering who thou art if any of my kinsmen find me here.
With love's light wings that I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, that dares love's attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eyes than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
Thou know'st the mask of night is on my face, else would have made him blush to paint my cheek for that which thou hadst heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me?
Oh, I do.
know thou wilt say I, and I will take your word. Yet, thou swearest thou mayst prove false. And lovers' perjuries, they say, drove laughs. Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully.
Oh, if I
Or,
have to...
if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay. So thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond. And therefore thou mayst think my behavior lies, but trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou rehearsed, I was where my true love's passion. And therefore, pardon me, and not impute this yielding to the light of love that the dark night has so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear that tips with silver all these
We're
fruits
not
we touch.
by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, that is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart dear love
Do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be, or one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. This God of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauty's flower. When next we meet. Good night. Good night. As sweet repose and rest unto thy heart as that within my breast.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vows for mine.
I gave it to thee before thou didst request it. And yet would I were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
To be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within. To love, adieu. Anon, good nurse! Sweet Montague, be true, stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed night! I am afeard being a knight. All this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform thy rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. I come anon! If thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee. By and by I come! To cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow I will send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes towards love as schoolboys from their books. But love from love, towards school with heavy looks.
Romeo! Oh, for a falconer's voice to lure this tasseled gent back again. Bondage, of course, I may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition of my Romeo's name.
It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo,
Oh, my sweet.
what tomorrow shall I send it to thee?
At the hour of
I
9.
will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning, I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton bird who lets it hop a little from her hand like a poor prisoner in his twisted guise, and with the silk thread hooks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I. Yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I should say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly father tell, his help to crave, oh my dear hap to tell.
Gray-eyed morn smiles on frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. Now ere the sun advances burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry. I must have filled this old basket of ours with baleful weeds and precious juice of flowers, many for many virtues excellent, but none for some and yet all different. Oh, how great is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. For not so vile that on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Within the infant rind of this sweet flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this being smelt, for that part cheers each part, being tasted, stays all senses with the heart. Two such opposing kings encamp them still in man, as well as herbs, grace, and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, father!
Benedicite! What early tongue so sweet saluted me! Ah, young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bring tomorrow to thy bed. Or if not, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
Oh, God, pardon sin. Is that with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father, no. I forgot that name and that name's woe.
That's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee ere thou ask me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, when a sudden one hath wounded me.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on her, so hers is set on mine, and all combined, save but they must combine with holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow, I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis, what a change is here. This Rosaline that thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes.
Thou chidest me all for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
I pray thee, chide not. She whom I love now doth grace for grace, and love for love allow the other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love to beat by road and could not spell. But come, young waverer, come go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us hence! I stand on some half!
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That is not so. Now the sun is upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours yet. She is not come. Had she affections and warm, youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as fall. But old folks, many faint as they were dead, we only slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh, God, chums. Oh, honey, nurse, what news? Hast thou met him? Oh, Lord, why looks thou sad?
I am a-weary. Give me leave a while. Oh, if I had my bones ache, what jaunt have I had?
Thou hadst my bones and I thy news. Now, my prithee, speak, good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste! Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? Is thy news good or bad? Answering to that, I'll say the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo. Not me. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg itself all men's. Oh, for a hand and a foot and a body, though they be not to be talked upon, yet they are past compare. He's not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What? Have you dined at home?
No, no. All this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Ah, my head aches. What a head have I! It beats as if it would fall into 20 pieces. My back. On the other side. Ah, my back. My back. Ah. Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death and jaunting up and down.
I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, come, what says my love?
Oh, love says, like an honest servant and a kind and a virtuous and a handsome and a... Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
God's lady dear, are you so hot? Come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching
holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen. Amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death, do what he dare. It is enough that I will not call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as the kiss consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy is too slow. Ah, here comes the lady. Oh, so light of foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flit. A lover may bestride the gossamer, the idols in the wanton summer air, and yet not fall. So light is vanity.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him as is his thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blaze in it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both perceive in either by this dear encounter.
Conceit more rich in matter than in words, brags of his substance not importance. They are but beggars that can count their worth. My true love is grown to such excess, I cannot sum up half my wealth.
Come with me, and we will make short work. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone, till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not stay abroad. For now these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Come, thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
By my head, here comes the Capulet.
By my heel, I cannot. Gentlemen, you're dead. A word with one of you. Well, one word with one of us. Well, couple it with something, make it a word and a blow. You shall find me after that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Ooh, can you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou hast consorted with Romeo.
Consort? What, dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us, not to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. This is to make you dance.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will budge for no man's pleasure,
Oh, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. Romeo! The love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain!
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse appertaining rage to such a greeting. A villain am I none, therefore farewell, I see thou knowst me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou should know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, come. Dishonorable, vile submission. Tybalt, you rat catcher. Where you are?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Oh, good king of cats. Nothing but one of your 9 lives.
I am for you.
A gentle Mercutio, put thy rapers off.
Come, sir! Your passata.
Gentlemen! For shame!
Mercutio!
Prepare the dash range! Mercutio! The lights expressly have forbidden banding through the streets! Oh, Tybalt! A good Mercutio!
I am hurt. A plague in both your houses. I'm split. Is he gone and hath nothing?
What art thou hurt?
I scratch.
Marriage is enough.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
No! 'Tis not so deep as a well. Not so wide as a church door. But 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. And put I water to this world. The plague, both your houses! Soon, a dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat, to stretch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain, they're piked by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I fought all for the best.
Help me into some house spent volume, or I shall faint. Plague of both your houses! They've made worms meat of me. I have it. And soundly too. Your houses!
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, has got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my cousin. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauty has made me effeminate, and my temper softened rather still.
Romeo? Romeo, brave Mercutio is dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Alive in triumph in Mercutio slain. Await to heaven respect of lenity, and fire I fury be my conduct now. Now Tybalt, take the villain back again that late thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads. Stay for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I, or both must go with him.
Thou wretched boy that didst consort in here, shall with him hence!
This will determine that!
Romeo, awake! Be gone! The citizens are up and Tybalt slain! Stand not amazed, the prince will give thee death if thou art taken hence. Be gone! Why dost thou stay?
Oh, my fortune's full!
A misspoke word, a deadly crust ain't true. Cold tiles on the stranger's bloody floor he lies, there calling down flames, brave Mercutio dies. But here departs the hot blood Tybalt too, slain by kinsmen who honors friendship do. A captain killed by Montague, all cry, their blood is up, so fortune's fool must fly. Romeo is fled, though to Juliet holds true. But how, oh friends, can they be reconciled? Darest thou to see if they prevail who hates? Hear how teenagers can display a faith that bursts their parents' appertaining rage. Be here at 4:30 on this stage. vile beginners of this fray.
O noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. It was Tybalt,
Lies!
slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt! My cousin! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, prince! Oh, cousin, husband! Oh, the blood is spilt! Princess, thou art true, for blood of ours, shed blood of Monty!
Silence that tongue, Benvolio! Who began this bloody fray?
An envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled, but by and by came back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge. And to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them with stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell, did Romeo turn and fly.
Lies!
This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
She is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes her false. She speaks not true. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
He fought for honor and a house of Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio. Who else the price of his dead blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately do we exile him hence. I have an interest in your heart's proceedings. My blood for your rude brogues doth lie a-bleeding. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears, nor prayers shall purge us out of uses, therefore use none. Let Romeo hints while he can, else if he be found, that hour is his last. Now bear hence these bodies and attend our will. Mercy, but murders, pardoning those who kill. Give me his head.
Romeo, come forth, thou fearful man.
Father, what news? What is the princess do? What sorrow and great acquaintance in my hand that I yet know not?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment! Be merciful, say death! For exile hath more terror and is look much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence banished is banished from the world, and world's exile is death. Then banished is death mistermed. Calling death banishment, thou cutt'st my head off with a golden axe, and smilest upon the stroke that murders me.
O deadly sin, O rude unthankfulness, thy fault our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law and turned that blackward death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not?
'Tis torture, not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog, little mouse, every unworthy thing lives here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. He is banished. Sayest thou yet that exile is not death? Hast thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banish it to kill me? Banish it.
Thou fond madman, hear me bespeak a word.
Oh, thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word, and burst thee sweet milk, philosophy, to comfort thee that thou art banishing.
Yet banishing! Hang up philosophy! Unless philosophy can make a Juliet display to town, reverse a prince's doom, it helps not, it prevails not, talk no more.
Oh, then I see that the madmen have no ears.
How should they when that wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, an hour but married, a Tybalt murderer, doting like thee and like thee, banishing. myself speak. Then mightst thou tear thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Arise, what knocks? Good Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I, unless the breath of hearts and groans mist life enfold me from the search of eyes.
Hark how they knock! Who's there? Romeo, arise! That will be taken. Stay a while. Stand up! Run to my study by and by. God's will, what simpleness is this? I come. Who not so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in and put some of my hair in. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Friar, oh holy friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is even in my mistress's case, just as in her case. Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping and blubbering. Stand up, stand and you be a man. For Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise and stand. Why should you fall into so deep an owners? Ah, sir, death's the end of all.
Speak'st thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Doth she not think me an old murderer now that I have stained the childhood of her joy with blood removed but little from her own? Where is she? And how doth she? What says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
She says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps, and then falls on her bed, and then starts up, and then Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her. Oh, tell me, friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me that I may sack the hateful image.
Hold thy desperate hand. Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears a womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Thou hast amazed me. By my order I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself, and slay thy lady that in thy life lives by doing damned hate upon thyself? Why railst thou against thy birth, the heaven and earth? What roused thee, man? Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. But all the threatened death becomes thy friend and turns into exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lights up upon your back. Happiness courts thee in her best array. But like a misbehaved and sullen witch, thou poutest against thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go, give me to thy love as was decreed. Ascend her chamber, hence and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, whether thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 20,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse. Commend me to thy lady, and bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Oh, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. Oh, what learning is! My lord, I will tell my lady that you will come.
Do so, and bid my suite prepare to chide.
Sir, a ring she bid me give you, sir. Hie you, make haste, for it grows very late.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence. Good night. And here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence, sojourn of Mantua. I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me the hand. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
But that a joy past joy falls out on me. It were grief, so grief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move, my daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and So did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late, she'll not come down tonight. I promise you, but for your company, I would have been abed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no time to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is viewed up to her heavens.
Sir Paris! I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled by me in all respects. Nay, more, I doubt it not. Wife! Go you to her, ere you go to bed, and acquaint her here of my son, Paris' love. And bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. What's off, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday! Well, Wednesday is too soon. A Thursday let it be. A Thursday, tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. We be ready. Do you like this haste? We'll keep no great ado, a friend or two. For, hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, it may be thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman, if we revel much. Therefore, we'll have some half a dozen friends in their end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone! Thursday be it. Go you to Juliet. Prepare her against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord! Lights to my chamber! Before me, 'tis so very, very late. You may call it early, blind bug. Good night.
Will thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale, and not the lark that did pierce the fearful hollow of thine ear. Lively she sings in yon pomegranate tree, believe me. Long, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Your light is not daylight, I know it, It is some meteor that the sun exhales to feed this night of torchbearer, to light me on thy way to the empire. How is not to be gone?
Let me be ta'en, let me be put to death. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is it, my soul? Let's talk. 'Tis not day.
It is. It is. Hie hence, be gone, away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords with unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet divisions. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Oh, be gone, more light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam,
Nurse,
your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke, be wary, look about.
that's day in, and left life out.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss. And I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? Love, Lord, I, husband, friend. I must hear from thee every day, in the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years ere I again behold my mother.
Farewell. I will omit no opportunity that may convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes will serve for sweet discourse in our time to come.
Oh God! I have an ill divine in the soul. Methinks I see thee now, thou art
dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou look'st pale.
Trust me, love. In my eyes, so do you. Dry sorrow drinks no blood. Adieu.
Oh, fortune! Fortune! All men call thee fickle. Thou art fickle. What dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, fortune, for then, I hope, thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up? What? How now, Juliet?
Madam, I'm not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death. What? Wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
And let me weep for such a feeling lost.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling so the loss cannot choose but ever weep.
Well, girl, thou weepst not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Villain and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him. I do, with all my heart. And yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That's because the traitor murderer lives.
I, madam, from the reach of these, my hands would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it. Fear thou not, and weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead. Was my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear poison, I would temper it. But Romeo, on receipt thereof, soon sleep quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named and cannot come to him. To wreak the love I bore my cousin upon the body that slaughtered him.
Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now, I'll tell thee joyful tidings.
Joy comes well in such a needed time. What are they, beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child. One who, to put thee from thy heaviness, has sorted out a sudden day of joy, one that thou expect'st not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morning, the gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the County Paris, and St. Peter's Church shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now, by St. Peter's Church, and Peter too, he shall not there make me a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I should wed ere he that should be my husband comes to woo. I pray you, tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear to be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Juliet! Oh, here comes your father. Tell him so yourself and see how he will take it at your hands.
Oh no. A conduit girl, but still in tears, evermore showering. In one little body thou counterfeitst a bark, a sea, a wind. For still thy eyes, which I may call the sea, do yet ebb and flow with tears. How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will not, and she gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Stop! Take me with you! Take me with you, wife! How will she none? Does she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Does she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, to have brought so worthy a gentleman to be her bride?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How now? How now? Chop logic, what is this? Proud I thank you, and I thank you not, and yet not proud, Mistress Minion. You thank me, no thankings, no proud me, no prouds, but fettling with fine joints, gainst Thursday next, to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I'll drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness carrion, out, you baggage, you talon-face.
Fie, what are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch. I tell thee what, give thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face. So speak not, reply not, do not answer me, my fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but his only child, but now I see this one is one too much, and that we have a curse in having her. To grief, sickness, carrion. Out you unyielding.
You are to blame, my lord. You rate her so. God bless her.
And why, my lady wisdom? Hold your tongue, good Prudence. Smatter with your gossips. Go.
Speak no treason.
Oh, God, ye good den.
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool! On your gravity, you're a gossip's bowl, for here we need it not.
You are too hot.
Oh, God's bread, it makes me mad. Day, night, work, play, alone, in company, still my care hath been to have her matched. And having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, of fair estates, youthful and nobly leaned, stuffed, as they say, with honourable parts, proportioned as one's thoughts would wish a man. And now to have a wretched, puling fool, a whining mammet, and her fortunes tender to answer, I cannot wed. I'm too young. I pray you pardon me. But as you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look on't, trust to't, I do not use to jest. Thursday is near, lay hand on heart advice, and you be mine, I'll give you to my friend. And you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets, for by my soul I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trusted, bethink you, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet, my mother, cast me not away to lay this marriage for a week.
Talk not to me, for I'll not say a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh God! Oh mercy! How shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How shall that faith return again to earth unless that husband send it me from heaven by leaving earth? Comfort me, counsel me. Alack, that heaven should practice stratagems on so soft a subject as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse?
Faith, here it is. Romeo's banished, and all the world to nothing that he dare ne'er come back to challenge you for. If he do, it needs must be by stealth. Then, since the case so stands as now doth, I think it best that you married with fair Paris. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a disclock to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath. Beshrew my heart, but I think you were happy in this second match, for it excels your first. Or if it didn't, your first is dead. Or 'twere as good he were as living here and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
From my soul too, or beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast come
condition and to be absolved. Marry, I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation! Oh, most wicked fiend! Thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain!
I'll to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My father, Capulet, will have it so, and I'm nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immorally she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have a little talk of love. For Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, so her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Oh, look, sir, here comes the lady towards myself.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, and I may be a wife.
That maybe must be, love, on Thursday next.
Must be, shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to an evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse thee. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss. Mwah!
Oh, shut the door! When thou hast done so, come weep with me. Past cure, past hope, past help.
Ah, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it. On Thursday next be married to this county.
Oh, tell me not, friar, that thou hear'st of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. Give me present counsel, or behold, twixt my extremes and me this bloody knife shall play umpire arbitrary, that to which the commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honor bring. Be not so long to speak, I long to die if what thou speakest be not a remedy.
Hold, daughter! I do spy a kind of hope. If, rather than to marry Count of Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou shalt undertake a thing like death to try to weigh the shame. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris, from off the battlements of any tower, or walk in thievish ways, or bid me lurk where serpents are, chain me with roaring bears, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud, things that to hear them told have made me tremble. And I will do it, without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Go home, be married. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night look that thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial, being in a bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou off. And presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. For no pulse shall keep its native progress or surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. And in this borrowed likeness of struck death, thou shalt continue for 42 hours. And then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes uncovered on the bier, thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift. And hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking. And that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua, and this shall free thee from this present shame. If no inconstant toy nor womanish fear abate thy valor in the acting it.
Give me, tell me not of fear.
Hold! Get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, good father.
We shall be much unfurnished for this time. What, is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
I, forsooth.
Well, he may chance to do some good on her. A peevish, self-willed harlotry this is.
Here she comes now, from shrift with merry look.
How now, Hildy? Her headstrong. Where have you been getting?
Where I have learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and am enjoined by holy Lawrence to fall prostrate here and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
Well, I am glad on't. This is well. Stand up. This is as it should be. This reverend, holy father, all our whole city is much bound to him.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you see fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There is time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
We shall be short in our provisions. 'Tis now near night.
Tush, I will stir about, and all will be well. I warrant thee. Wife, go you to Juliet. Help to deck up her. I'll not to bed tonight. I'll walk myself to County Paris to prepare him up against tomorrow. My heart is wondrous light since this same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best, but gentle nurse, I pray you, leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which well thou knowst is cross and full of sin.
What, are you busy? How need you my help?
No, madam, we have pulled such necessaries as are behooveful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me be left alone. And let the nurse this night sit up with you, for I am sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, vile. What if this mixture do not work at all? Will I be married then tomorrow morning? No. No. This shall forbid it. Lie thou there. What if it be a poison which the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead, lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo? I fear it is, and yet, methinks, it should not, for he still hath been tried a holy man. What if I am laid into the tomb? I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me. There's a fearful point. Will I not then be stifled in the vault to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or, if I live, it is not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place as in a vault, an ancient receptacle for these
her lord is come.
She's dead!
Alack the day, she's dead! She's dead! She's dead!
Let me see her. Alas, she's cold. Her blood is settled and her joints are stiff. Life and these lips have long been separated. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
Tom, is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. My son, the night before thy wedding day hath death lain with thy wife. There she lies, flower as she was, deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir. My daughter he hath wed, I will die and leave him all, life, living, all his deaths.
Have I long thought to see this morning's face? And will it give me such a sight as this?
But one poor and loving
Child.
Oh, but one thing to rejoice and
Soul, another child!
exit from my
Oh,
soul.
my child is dead, and with my child, my joy is dead!
Heaven and yourself have part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all. And all the better it is for the maid. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. The most you sought was her promotion. Which was your heaven she should be advanced, and we be now see she is advanced above the clouds as high as heaven itself. Oh, in this love you love your child so ill that you run mad, seeing that she is well. She's not well married that lives very long, but she's best married that dies very young. Dry up your tears, and stick your rosemary on this fair course, and as the custom is, in all her best array, bear her to church. For though fond nature bids us all lament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things that we ordain at festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change, or bridal flowers serve for buried corpse. And all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam, go with them, and go, Sir Paris. Everyone prepared to follow this fair course unto her grave.
Came and found me dead. A strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think. And breathed with such life with kisses in my lips, I revived and was an emperor. Ah me, how sweet is love itself possessed one but love's shadows are so rich in joy. My faithful manservant brings me a post. And though I want letters from the friar too, what of it? 'Tis of no concern just now. Here be news from Verona that tells me how doth my lady, is my father well, how fares my Juliet. That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well. Juliet's well and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal parts with angels lives. I saw her laid low, her kindred's fault. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my duty, sir. Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars. Well, Juliet, I'll lie with thee tonight. Put this in any liquid thing you will and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight. Come, cordial and not poison, go with me to Juliet's grave, for there must I use thee.
Flowers thy bridal bed I'd strewn. O sin, thy canopy is dust and stones, with which we water nightly will I do, cleansing your bier with tears to still my moans. The obsequies that I for thee would meet, nightly should be to strew thy grave. But we. What sound gives warning someone doth approach? What cursed foot wanders this way tonight? To cross my obsequies in true love's right? What, alone? Night, muffle me a while.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest force of the earth. Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite, I'll cram thee with more food.
This is that banished haughty Montague, who murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed the fair creature died, and he has come to do some villainous shame to the dead body. I will apprehend him. Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey, and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good gentle friend, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone. Let them affright thee. I beseech thee, friend, put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not, be gone, live and hereafter say, a madman's mercy bade thee run away.
I do defy thy combination, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
Open the door. Leave me with Juliet.
In faith, I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris. Was it said that Paris should have married Juliet, or am I mad hearing him talk of Juliet to think it was so? Oh, give me thy hand, one rich with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no, a lantern slaughtered youth, for here lies Juliet. And her beauty makes this vault a feasting present full of light. Death, lie thou there, by a dead man interred. How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been married, which their keepers call a lightning before death? Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Oh, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, oh poor monster, keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest. and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-weary flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, owe you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide, thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks thy ceasing weary bark. Here's to my love. True apothecary, my drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
St. Francis be my speed. How oft tonight have my old feet stumbled at graves? Who's there? Romeo? Alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of the sepulchre? What mean these masterless and gory sores to lie discolored by this place of peace? Romeo! Oh, pale! Who else? What? In Paris too? And steeped in blood? Oh, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance! The lady stirs!
Oh, comfortable friar, where is my lord? I know well where I should be and where I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Lady, come from this nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Thy husband in my bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I shall dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Get me hence, for I will not away. What's this? A cup close in my true love's hand. Poison hath been this time said. Oh, churl drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. Kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make die with restores me. Thy lips are warm.
This way, catacombs!
Yea, noise. And I will be brief. Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath. Here rust. Let me die.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest?
Well, why should it be that they so shrieked abroad?
Oh, the people in the street cry Romeo, some Paris, and some Juliet, and all run with open outcry toward our monument.
God's blood! Here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before war, and you killed.
Oh, heavens! Oh, wife, look how our daughter bleeds! This dagger hath misstained! For though his house is empty on the back of Montague, but missheathed in my daughter's bosom!
Oh, me! This sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief at my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Thou untaught, what manners is in this? To press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while till we can clear these ambiguities.
I am the greatest, able to do least. Yet most suspected as this time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge myself condemned and myself excused.
Hey, say it! What thou dost know of this?
Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she there dead was Romeo's faithful wife. I married them. At their stolen marriage day, it was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to County Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her of this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my heart, the sleeping potion in the guise of death, till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awakening, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. And she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to her marriage the nurse is privy.
Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds ways to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there shall be no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, pour sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun, for sorrow, will not show its head. Go hence to talk more on these sad things. Some will be pardoned, and some punished. But never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.